Call it Three Men and a Beer. President Obama, Cambridge Sergeant James Crowley, and Harvard professor Henry Gates will meet at the White House Thursday evening to discuss race in America. CBS News correspondent Bianca Solorzano is in Cambridge, Massachusetts with more. Good morning, Bianca.
Hi, good morning, Harry. With the release of tapes, we have had our first chance to hear what happened when a break-in was reported at Henry Gates' home. The woman who called 911, she was walking past the neighborhood on her way to lunch.
Are they still in the house?
They're still in the house, I believe, yeah.
It was the 911 call that led to the arrest of Henry Louis Gates.
Tell me exactly what happened.
I don't know what's happening. I just had an older woman standing here, and she had noticed two gentlemen trying to get in a house, and they kind of had to barge in, and they broke the screen door.
The caller quickly offers a guess that the men might not be robbers. Maybe they had a problem with their key.
I noticed two suitcases. So I'm not sure if these are two individuals who actually work there, who live there.
She describes the scene, but what she doesn't mention is the men's skin color. Not until she's asked directly by the dispatcher.
White, black, or Hispanic?
Well, there were two larger men. One looked kind of Hispanic, but I'm not really sure. And the other one entered, and I didn't see what he looked like at all.
Her lawyer says she hopes the tapes will clear her name as the racist spark in what's become a national controversy.
Now she's glad to have an opportunity to clear the air and make it very clear she is not a racist.
In a second tape released, Sergeant James Crowley arrives at Gates' home and radio's headquarters.
I'm not with a gentleman says he resides here, who's uncooperative, but keep the cars coming. I have an idea of Henry Louis Gates. Can you also start the Harvard University Police this way? We can send him in.
While other sound is heard in the background, it's tough to make out who it is or what they're saying. And Cambridge police forces have developed a task force. They want to take a look at this case and see if anything can be learned from it. Harry?
Bianca, thank you so much. Reverend Jesse Jackson joins us now from San Francisco. Good morning, Reverend Jackson.
Good morning, sir.
Here's this meeting at the White House to take place Thursday evening. Do you think there's any chance these three men can embark after this meeting is over, having found common ground?
Well, they have the Supreme Arbiter in the President of the United States of America. It's a big subject for a small meeting. If Rosa Parks and James Blake, the bus driver, met at the White House and did not deal with the issue of denial of public accommodations, it would have been personal and not policy. And so this issue of Dr. Gates being a victim of excessive force and bad judgment is a much bigger subject.
I think about your face the night Barack Obama was elected and the tears that were streaming down your face, all that you have experienced in the fight for civil rights in this country. And I wonder sometimes, as you have seen all that you have seen, can this one... I think maybe that this incident shows that life is still even as complicated as it's always been.
Well, you know, again, back to the Rosa Parks, that one case raised the real debate about denial of public accommodations and what it meant and denial of the right to vote. This one case could open up the issue of the pervasiveness of race profiling, of the subprime lending struggle. I wish at some point the president would meet with the Countrywide and with Wells Fargo, for example. Much of the subprime housing lending was driven by race profiling, not just the police profiling, but judges and the sentencing disparity, for example. And so this is a teachable moment if we, in fact, now address the issue of race profiling is deadly. It's costly, and it's expensive, and really is bad for your health.
Last but not least, will it always be this way, or will there be a time in America when we're colorblind, when we're class blind, when we're gender blind, when we're disability blind?
No one desires to be blind. We should be conscious, and we should be caring. I think the real deal here is that we now have an explosive situation. President Obama has tried to reduce the temperature in the Dr. Gates and Crowley case. You know, we didn't hear the woman say anything about black, about backpacks. She said maybe in their home. So the overreaction here, it seems to me, is the matter will be dealt with in days to come. I hope that this kicks off a real concern about how to close what President Obama calls a structural inequality. That means enforcing and funding civil rights law. It really means stopping race profiling as it comes to enforcing EEOC, contract compliance, affirmative action. And what makes this issue so explosive is that it is so pervasive, it is so illegal and so immoral, and it must be a deterrence to, in fact, stop it. I hope we will get beyond the meeting with the President and Dr. Gates and Crowley and get involved in this discussion, the Attorney General's position about how cowardly are we on this question. And each agency of government has a real role to play in ending institutional, structural, expensive racial profiling.
Reverend Jackson, thank you for your time this morning. Good to see you.